Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, December 27th, 2019. Welcome to my last eBay video of the year. It is very fitting that it's cold and cloudy and nasty because, as you know, it's cloudy just about every single day here. Today we're going to discuss your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. I'm also going to talk a little bit about my Hess Toy truck sales. I didn't get a chance in last week's video. I'll explain that in a second. Also, I want to talk about China sellers manipulating Amazon. Amazon. I rarely ever talk about Amazon, but I have to today. Congratulations to all of you guys. I'm in a great mood. We survived the holiday. We can drop kick it into history. Goodbye, Columbus. We're safe until next year. All right. This is going to be great. This is great news. I don't care how cloudy it is, how cold, how nasty, if sales are slow, if I get returns. We are safe for one more year. That being said, let's get into your questions, comments, and concerns from last week's video. Quite a few of you guys wrote in about that Fitchy eBay buyer, DCS3182, who is notoriously buying items on eBay only to cancel a minute later. He's prolific at this, and I want to read some of your comments and concerns. Rubber Wilbur wrote, Joe, talking about your bad buyer, DCS3182, go over to his feedback that he's left for others. Look at all the negatives he gives to sellers. This is the reason I immediately block buyers who ask more than one question. I don't even flinch. I immediately copy their username and paste it in the block list. And yes, 9 times out of 10 they leave bad feedback like this guy does. I almost always get burned when I try to chase a sale. You dodged a bullet. Rubber Wilbur, I got to agree with you. Interesting story. The other night, this was last week, a guy contacted me to ask me about a wire wheel I was selling. And he asked me a legitimate question like, will it fit this particular car? And I said yes. Then, once he got that information, he started doing the tap dance. For instance, will you sell me the item at, and he threw me a price lower than I was asking. However, at the time, it was the holiday coming up. I needed the sale. I would like to have had it. So I said, will you buy the item tonight? He said, yes, I will buy the item tonight if you lower the price. I lowered the price. I sent him the link. I said, there, go ahead and buy it. He wrote back to me, asked me another question about the item. I responded in a positive manner. All right, I thought that everything was done. He wrote back and said, this is great news. I will buy the item within 5 minutes. What happened? He never bought the item. I just raised the price right back the next day and went about my business, and I never heard from him again. Gators Rock Tim T wrote, he left a few feedbacks like this. Tried to cancel the order under a minute of ordering, but he still sent it. Sucks. He needs to be kicked off. GM wrote, how many eBay buyers are there like DCS3182? I'd say too many. And until eBay does something about these buyers, it's grossly unfair, a total injustice that sellers have to pay PayPal fees on canceled sales because of buyers like this. I remember reading an article some time ago where Amazon was actually kicking people off the site when they returned too many items. I also remember eBay saying that they would keep an eye out for problem buyers and boot them off the site. I guess they're not looking too close. Denver Flipperer wrote, at what point does eBay kick off buyers like that? I believe they promised to, but good thing future sellers can see his record just in case he keeps buying without changing his eBay ID. Bibliophile wrote, eBay will do anything to make a buck. I also had my first example of buy and immediately cancel, costing me PayPal fees. Luckily it was a low-priced item, still very annoying. Welcome to the club, sir. I've had it happen many, many times. Greenlight wrote, "Hey Joe, regarding the feedback you showed from the cancellation buyer, I believe he's violating eBay policy and should be reported. eBay policy states you cannot make a negative comment when leaving positive feedback. Also, I live a half a mile from a railroad main line for 40 years, and I just love hearing the train, especially at night while I'm in bed. So soothing, so relaxing. When the wind blows right in, it's so loud, it seems like it might be right outside my window." Greenlight, you're correct. You cannot leave a false positive. And I do believe that if the sellers would call eBay, the sellers that are affected, they could get those feedbacks removed. It actually happened to me once where somebody left me a false positive. And I called eBay concierge up to report something else. All right? I don't remember what it was. I think it was a case involving that same person. And when eBay saw that feedback, they said they have to remove it. I didn't ask them to remove it. They said, the lady said, "Because I see this feedback as false positive, I have to remove it. It's a violation of eBay policy." As far as the trains are concerned, I'm glad you wrote that, because I thought I was a weirdo, because when I'm laying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and I hear that train, it is soothing. It really is. And only somebody who lives near a railroad line would understand that. Funny story and a related story. This goes back to when I was a little kid in the 70s. I was in maybe 6th grade. It was a Friday night at about 3:30 in the morning, and I woke up. It was during the warm weather, and it was during the school year, so I'm guessing it was probably in May. So anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night at around 3:30 in the morning. The window was open, and I couldn't hear a thing except the sound of the train on the tracks. Cha-chuk, 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 cha-chuk. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, I am so lucky. I have all of tomorrow off to hang out with my friends, and Sunday too. No school for 2 days. That's one of those weird things that happened to me as a kid that I never forgot. If that makes any sense, I'm sure you'd understand it, Greenlight. I hope the rest of you do too. St. Paul MN Seller wrote, "Joe, you're right in outing eBay China Seller Program and eBay Motors. All I can say for your viewers is don't buy from fishy Chinese sellers, or don't be fishy Chinese buyers." Karen Lee wrote, "Let me guess who gave you the thumbs down on this video." Yeah, I think we know. I think we really do. But just let me get an impartial person. Let me get an impartial person right now, and I'm going to ask them who left the negs. And it's going to be EJ, the official Crazy New York Driver eBay Show hamster. Hey EJ, who left the thumbs down on my last video? 5797029, Mike wrote, "Joe, I had one of those returns opened where I had to accept it manually. This one had free return shipping, and eBay gave me 3 choices for a return label and 1 to refund now. I sent the label right away through eBay. The buyer had until 12/17 to return. On 12/17, the buyer opened a case against me. He wanted eBay to step in. I found the tracking number that showed he shipped it on 12/16. I had told him he would get a refund when I received it back. What was he expecting? It arrived today, 12/20, and I always receive a reminder from eBay to issue a refund. The message came in just before 7 p.m. The message stated, case closed in the buyer's favor, and a full refund was taken from my PayPal account, and I was being charged return shipping on my next invoice. The buyer had claimed a false item not as described. I spoke to Appeals Customer Service and will be reporting this buyer. I was assured this will not affect my account. I did nothing wrong here, but this went off the rails somewhere. CS thought it was because the return was forced, whatever that means. So basically, the way I see it, there are still some flaws in the eBay return policy where buyers can open cases even when we've accepted the return. I think these loopholes need to be closed, and I sure hope they're closed in 2020. Next topic, I want to tell you about my Hess Toy truck sales for the season. I didn't get a chance to last week because last week is when they were selling in earnest. This year was a bit of an anomaly. The website didn't run out till close to the end of the season. I'm thinking it ran out either Thursday night or Friday last week, which was cutting it really, really close. Before that, I had been watching the sales trends on eBay to see what they were going for, because some sellers always list their trucks way too early, even when the website still has them. I saw sellers listing their trucks for $49 with free shipping. Now keep in mind the trucks cost $36 to buy. So when you figure $36 plus the cost of the shipping, how much are they making a truck? $1? $2? That's not for me. So I waited, but I also came across another eBay scammer who had gotten his hand on hundreds and hundreds of trucks. Any of you guys who know the routine with Hess Toy trucks is you're limited to one case of 12 trucks per person. I complained about this last year, where there were a couple of people that had gotten their hands on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of trucks. And the sad part is, everybody lived right here on the East Coast, not far from me. So that was hurting me as far as local sales are concerned, really hurting me. I complained to Hess about this last year, and to my knowledge, they did nothing about it. I was chagrined to see this year one of the same sellers was doing it again, and it's somebody not too far away. So I complained to Hess again. At first, they tried to pin the blame on eBay and say that it was eBay's fault. And I wrote back to them. I said, no, it's not eBay's fault. It's your fault. I said, somebody is either stealing these trucks out of your warehouse, or they're getting them and they're circumventing your means. I simply said to them, there's a limit of 12 trucks per customer. How can one person have 500 or 600 trucks and sell them on eBay? I sent them the link and I said, either you guys investigate this, or maybe the Attorney General should investigate this. And what do you know? They finally acted and they yanked the seller that had the hundreds and hundreds of trucks. I don't care about the rest of the people. Anybody who's selling 10, 15 trucks, that's their business. That's free spirit, that's competition. So, anyway, to cut to the chase, I didn't list my trucks till Friday because that's when the website ran out. And there were some people, several people, that were cheaper than me. But I decided to start out my listing, instead of describing the item, I said something like this: if you buy my item before 3:00 p.m., I guarantee you I will ship this the same day, even on Saturday. And that is what helped me sell every one of my Hess Toy trucks. I sold 10 out of 12. I kept one for my collection, and I gave one to my friend's son. So I sold 10 out of the 12, every one to the East Coast. New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland. All local states. Everybody got their truck in time for the holiday. That's what saved me. As far as how much did I make, I made a lot less than I usually make. I made approximately $15 per truck. So 10 times 15 is $150. Not bad for just being a middleman, but usually I make way more than that. Hopefully next year it will be better. On Wednesday, December 25th, I went out and made a location video where I filmed Riverside Park and some of the actual filming locations of the original Death Wish movie. I will put a link to that in the description box below. Hopefully some of you guys will want to check that out and enjoy that. Now I want to talk about China sellers on Amazon. Shirley sent me a link to a video, which I'm also going to put in the description box below, that I'd like every one of you to watch. It shows how China sellers are manipulating Amazon and the Amazon system. In the video, Amazon claims it has checks and balances in place to stop this, and that they kick China sellers off who are violating policies. But also, like they say in the video, even when the China sellers get kicked off one account, they hop right on another. And I feel it's the same way with eBay. This is a growing trend in e-commerce, a thorn in all of our sides. What does this mean for the future of online sales? Well, it's not good. It's definitely not good. We all need to band together, speak up, and be heard. I'm really not too concerned as to what happens on Amazon because I don't sell there. But I'm very concerned as to what's happening on eBay because this is where I make my bread and butter, and you guys do too. I would really like to organize some kind of consortium, some kind of large group of eBay sellers to fight the influx of China sellers. I'm thinking about how to go about doing this, but it is serious enough that we all need to consider this. As I said in last week's video, I am not concerned about the China sellers who are based in China and exporting their goods to the United States. Those don't bother me. It takes them 6 weeks to ship. They are not a threat, in my opinion. The threat is what's going on right here in the United States, where some China sellers are representing their location and they're buying containers and containers of merchandise, cheap junk. They're bringing it over here and they're selling it here. That concerns me greatly, as well as USA sellers who are buying China junk, importing it from China, then selling it as legit. I don't think there's a single person watching this video that's going to argue with me on that point. It is prolific. It's going on. I could show you this one guy. I'm not going to name him, but he's horrible on eBay. And he's directly affecting me in eBay Motors because he sells hubs. And what he'll do is he will get, let's just say, a Nissan Altima, which is a common car that has very expensive hubcaps. And he's importing the cheap China crap and illegally slapping Nissan logos and representing them as the real thing. Now that's bad enough, but what he's doing is he's saturating eBay listings. What he's doing is he will list one, let's say 2017 Nissan Altima hubcap with a price, let's just say $30 with free shipping. Then he will list a set of 4 Nissan Altima hubcaps, let's say for $120 with free shipping. Then he will list a lot of 2 Nissan Altima hubcaps for $60 free shipping. Then a lot of 3 Nissan Altima hubcaps free shipping. Then the same Nissan hubcap, but he will call it something else, let's say a Nissan Quest, and repeat the procedure. And if you don't believe me, if anyone out there doesn't believe me, right now on eBay, I want you to type in the search field 2017 Nissan Altima hubcaps, and you'll see exactly what I mean. It's just freaking unbelievable. And click the listing. You'll see that he's representing them as the real thing, and when you click on his feedback, you will see that many buyers are complaining they thought they were getting legitimate OEM parts, instead they're getting cheap China crap. It's disgusting, it's wrong, and it shouldn't be allowed on eBay. eBay themselves really can't do anything because they're not the Vero rights holder of the Nissan brand. Nissan is. That's just the way it works. Next thing I'm going to do, guys, is take a drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life. This is the Fox News Cup O' Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Now, I'm going to take a second drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life because this will be my last drink from the Fox News Cup O' Life in 2019. This will be it. Very, very satisfying. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys, one and all, for being a great audience, great subscribers in the year 2019. Without you guys, the Crazy New York Driver channel would not be a success. I sure hope that each and every one of you stay with me into 2020 as we explore eBay, the trials and tribulations, the positive, the negative, because you all know you will get straight positive talk on this channel. You also all know that it's cloudy every single day. Although it was partly sunny on Wednesday when I made that location video in Manhattan. I am not going to do any exploration videos on New Year's Day because I have plans for that day. I made them ahead of time and I can't cancel them out, or some people will get angry with me. But yeah, I can always guarantee you an exploration video on December 25th because I always have that day free with nothing to do. That being said, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video and all my videos. If you think I'm doing a good job, please give me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, just put it in the comments section below what you want me to hit up next week, and I'll do my very best to do so. Remember, guys, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I'm still making money online. I've solved a lot of problems. I've never worn a mask, and I never will. Heck, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So yeah, go out there, make a ton of money on eBay, rock on, and peace! And by the way, as far as sales were concerned this week, it was slower than usual, okay? The week started off really good, but then it fizzled out. Tuesday was exceptionally slow. Wednesday was the holiday, and I knew it would be slow. I didn't do terribly. I think I did 4 sales, which I'm happy with. I was really happy with that because, you know, 4 sales are better than no sales. But just hang in there, guys, because once January 2nd comes, we go back to business as usual. So yeah, I want every one of you to have a healthy and happy New Year. Don't drink and drive. I know none of you guys would do that anyway, but I just like to say that. Drink responsibly, party responsibly, enjoy your New Year's Eve, enjoy your New Year's Day, and I will see you with my next video in 2020. And my advice in 2020 is going to be the exact same as it was in 2019. I'm going to give you that advice right now. Don't be fitchy! Yeah!